Listen, no, sir. Everybody is putting in their 2 cents about this beautiful statue in Times Square. So why shouldn't I? And I already just did. First of all, I absolutely love it because it's representation of an everyday Black woman. I don't care who she is, what she did. We're going to speak to that in a few. But let's just get into it. So obviously there is a random Black woman standing in the middle of Times Square that was created by Thomas J. Price. They say that he's from the UK. I don't care where he's from. I think he did an awesome job. And he appears to be Black, mixed, whatever. I don't care if he's not. I'm not offended by the statue at all. Only, and this is why I'm not offended, and I don't understand why everyone, including Black people, are so offended. Because to me, the statue represents and praises the beauty of an everyday Black woman. Black women that look like your mama, my mama, auntie, cousins. And I know some of y'all Black women, right? Y'all, your whole family just dropped dead gorgeous. Everybody look like Beyonce and Halle Berry. You know, you only want to praise the red bones with the long weaves down to their back, or the ones that look all Creole, or the ones that are Creole. But the truth is, everyday Black women look more like the woman in Times Square than they look like me, than they look like Beyonce, than they look like Halle Berry. That's our aunts, our moms, our teachers. My mom was beautiful. She looked just like me. She was even beige or light skin or whatever. But as she got older, guess what? She too happened to have been overweight. She was about 220. And I'm not praising being overweight, but what I am saying is it's realistic. I know some people are saying they're body shaming her, which I think is ugly, vulgar, disgusting, because half of our Black moms, aunties, grandmamas are around about the same size of her, and even bigger if we want to truly be honest. I'm not saying that's something that should be praised. We should definitely go to the gym and take care of our health, but at the same time, I'm not going to sit there and bash you just because you don't get in the gym like you should. I'm going to encourage you, hey, let's go to the gym, let's work out, but I'm not going to say you ugly because you're not a size 2, 4, 6, or 8, or because you don't look like Beyonce, Halle Berry, or Cardi B, or whatever y'all favorite celebrities are. It's unrealistic. Most Black women, I know nowadays the younger generation walk around with fake nails, fake lashes, and fake weaves, but all Black women don't do that. There are everyday Black women that wear regular t-shirts and pants, and they're not just going to Walmart. They be going to work. They may be going to Walmart. They may be going to eat, but they're raising their kids. They're taking care of the bills. They're holding down the house. Their wives, their moms, their aunties, and to sit there and body shame her and say she's obese when it's not even a fact, because obesity is not until you hit about 300, 400 pounds and up. This lady over here like 220, 240. My whole life as a little girl, my mom was overweight. She was like 220, 216. So she looked just like she had the same weight, and she was beautiful, but she always said, I'm overweight. So again, I'm not saying we shouldn't get in the gym. I'm not saying we shouldn't exercise, but I'm not going to sit up there and say she's ugly. The fact that some of you Black men and some of you Black women, especially Black men, are saying, oh, she's ugly, she don't need to be there, that proves that you have self-hate. Because again, she looks like most Black women I knew, because it's not the Beyoncés, it's not the Halle Berrys, it's not the Megan Thee Stallions we learned the most from. Those pretty girls, they the ones that be trying to take your man, sleep with your man. They only be worried about themselves. Them the ones that's going to put a man before their children and have them men coming in beating up on them and are wording their daughters and their girls, because they're usually those pretty mamas, those pretty women put themselves first. But them women like her got a little meat on their bones. They be knowing how to cook for their kids, for their husbands. They the ones that's gonna show you how to be a good woman, how to be a good wife. They the ones that's gonna show you, hey, you ain't gonna let nobody talk to you. You gotta stand up for yourself. Them the ones that's gonna show you you are beautiful. Them the ones that's gonna tell you how to be somebody. Them the ones that's gonna know how to ride in the paint with you. They usually the rider on a lie type. And I'm not talking about just the gangster type. It could be that, but I'm not even just talking about that, because that's a stereotype. But the kind that'll tell you, hey, I don't care if you were homeless, if that man left you, if they said you'll never be nothing but a prostitute, you can make it, you can be somebody, go to college. It'd be the woman that looked like her. The ones that used to call mammies, the ones that used to clean up for the white woman, that used to take care of the white woman's children, the ones back in the 60s and 50s, like the movie The Help, they used to walk 2 and 3 hours to go take care of the white folks' kids. It'd be the women like that raised us the most. They'd be the best teachers that I had growing up. It wasn't the ones that were beautiful. It might have been 2 of them. I had 2 of them that happened to be beautiful and good teachers, but it was always the older ones, the one that had a little weight on their body, the ones that knew how to cook some good soul food, but that knew how to tell kids, hey, y'all better stop that fighting, because y'all just assume because she's a heavy set, she automatically ghetto and ready to slap a Popeyes employee, and that's stereotyping. And I want to speak to that too, because it's not true. Again, these women right here, like her, they be the real woman. They know how to encourage their kids. They know how to talk, and they just know how to hold it down. These pretty girls, all they know how to do is be pretty and sleep around. I'm sorry. Unless they somebody like me or my mama, you got the best of both worlds. It be them other women, the ones that y'all deem ain't so beautiful, the ones that look average, that really know how to hold it down and be a good mama and a wife, and they know how to tell you to overcome, and that ride with their husbands even when they lose their job, even if they become homeless. They not finna just sneak out and go to the next man, because they not there for just the superficial. They real woman. They get in there and they ride with you. They ride through the storms of life with you, through the poverty, through the ups and the downs. They hold the family down. They know how to make a dinner from nothing. They know how to encourage their kids, even when their kids have been told, oh, you too bad, or you can't make it, or you from the hood, oh, you ain't got no daddy. Them real women know how to say, no, you going to go to college. No, you are going to be in the NBA. No, you are going to be the next lawyer or doctor, because I don't want you to go through what I went through. It'd be the woman like her, not the ones that look like Beyonce, Halle Berry, and all. Again, they only concerned about themselves. Them be the worst mamas if you want to be. Some of them, and the ones in Hollywood, you look at some of these old Hollywood stories, they be the worst mamas. Only superficial, only caring about money. They be the worst moms, literally mess their kids up. It be the mamas that look like her that be the best mamas. Okay, but I want to speak to the fact that a lot of y'all are saying, besides the body shaming, which is ridiculous because she's not obese. It's not like a woman that really look like her can't just get in the gym and lose the weight, because they can, but for some of y'all, her being 200 or 220 pounds is just like the ultimate no-no. It's the end of the world. How dare you put a regular black woman that most of our moms and aunts and cousins and nieces and daughters look like? How dare you offend us and put her up there? You should have put Beyonce. You should have put Megan Thee Stallion. She put a Sexy Red. You should have put them up there. When the truth is, most of us, when we have kids, we gain weight and we look like her. So what is the problem? Because it's not like we can't just get in the gym and lose the weight. But even if we don't, does that mean I'm ugly? Is it the end of the world? You looking at me, you saying that's offensive to these kids because look what they got to look like, this black woman that's overweight. No, you're ridiculous. You're ridiculous. The slaves that worked on the plantation were overweight. Some of them were overweight, but they held it down, cooking for the Caucasian people, taking care of the babies. Most of our mamas and our grandmamas were overweight, but they held it down, taking care of us, cooking for us, cleaning us. And when everybody else turned their back on us, as soon as people fired us or did wrong to us, they was going to pull up first before anybody else, your mama and your grandmama that looked just like her. They didn't have no weave all the way down to their back. They had an afro, or they had some little braids, because back in the early 2000s, my mama and my grandmama used to get the same hairstyle this statue had, a braid and some bobs, or just some short little braids like that. Wasn't nobody trying to be glamorous, baby. We were just trying to survive. We was just regular. And if me wearing a shirt and some pants offends you so much, turn your head, because I don't have to look like Beyonce, Halle Berry every day. All black women don't look like them or me. They don't. Most look like her. Now we know black is beautiful and comes, and I think the statue is beautiful, but she represents the average black woman, and I feel like she represents our moms. Even if your mom doesn't look like that, your mama could look like Beyonce or somebody, but so many black women look like the statue. And because my mom was overweight most of my life, the statue still reminds me of my mom, and my mom was beautiful. But I don't find her ugly. I don't find her repulsive. I don't find her degrading. As a little girl, me looking at a healthy black woman, I would call her healthy, little meat on her bones, because men used to, especially black men, tend to like women with a little meat on their bones. And some say, no, that's you. Take your bougie self over there. Go get you a pinup doll that weighs 100 pounds. Go find Mary-Kate and Ashley if it's too much for you, because it's not realistic. But to me, as a little black girl, it represents inclusion, and not only diversity, but it gives representation for us, because there's so many statues with all these white men, and that's fine, because I understand they help build America, they contribute, I understand that, but Black women help build America too. I mean, from our role on the plantation, like I said, helping the white families, how we used to do it even up to the 60s, and we never got our 40 acres and a mule, and you don't owe us nothing. But my thing is, Black women did so much for America just in slavery and after, and even through the 60s, contributing, raising the kids, even helping the white folks raise their kids, taking care of the house, that it offends you so much because a Black woman is in Times Square. These same Black women that used to get raped on the plantation by white men, it's okay to have representations of them, and I understand they contributed to the American society and they're our forefathers, but these Black women are too. We done been through hell and back. So why is it so offensive to have an average Black woman in Times Square? And I want to talk to the fact that y'all say it's offensive because her hands are on her hips. Do you know how stupid that is? And because she's standing like resting on the back of her legs. I'm from Dallas, Texas. Pretty much all the girls I grew up with, we stand like this. And even if you from any urban country, hood or middle class or whatever, you from a Black neighborhood, guess what? Chances are when you grew up, you probably bow-legged, you slew-footed, you stand like this. When you waiting at Walmart, when you waiting at Popeyes, you could be at your job. And it's not, y'all just think this is a stand where I'm finna beat you up. I'm finna yell at the Popeyes employees for not getting this. Just my stand. When I'm outside at the bus stop, if I'm at my car, if I'm at church, I'm standing like this. I'm resting on the back of my leg, hand on my hip. I'm country. I'm Southern. That's what Black women do. We stand on the back of our legs, especially if you from the hood, the middle class, and you've been around and you from the Black neighborhood like that. That's our stand. That's how we stand. That should not be offensive to y'all. Where you from, it contributes to how you stand, your behaviors. That does not mean you're ratchet. You have to stop judging people off of their body language. You know what I'm saying? Just because people stand like this and stand that, you can't judge people on their body stances. I stand with my hands on my hips, just talking and laughing. When I'm laughing or talking with church members, it could be a friend. I stand and I hand on my hip. We talking, we just laughing. I'm not finna go off on some employee. Y'all just automatically assume that's ratchet. No, that's called, to me, that's just being a Black woman. All Black women I know stand with their hands on their hips. They rest on the back of their legs, except my mama. I'm a little bit more sassy. My mom was more like super classy, but she was still a Black woman. She didn't really do the whole hand on the hip and the back of the legs thing. I'm way more urban than my mom, though. So but most of the other ones I know, we stand the same. We stand and we rest on the back of our legs. We bow-legged or we sloop-footed. My mom sloop, and we put our hands on our hips. But I'm sure sometimes my mom put her hands on her hips, but I'm just way more, that's like an urban thing. And we have to stop thinking they're just ratchet. Give people a chance. I understand you've seen some ratchets standing in the Popeyes line like that before they go off of people, but that's not all of us. So to me, when I seen her with her hands on her hip, I was like, yes, queen, because I stand with my hands on my hip. I stand on the back of my legs, and not to go off on nobody. That's my everyday stance. I'm from the South. I'm from Dallas, Texas. That's how most of us stand. And not just, I know y'all just, like I said, it's not just somebody that's ratchet, because I think that's stereotyping, or somebody that's going to go off on somebody. That's our comfortable everyday standing position. When we're in line, wherever we are, when we talking with family and friends, when we joking, when we having a good time, if we get upset, we going to stand like that. If we not upset and we just laughing, having fun with one another, if we cracking jokes, we still finna stand laughing, ha ha ha, back in your, now girl, you know you playing, now girl. That's what Black women do in the South. I don't know what y'all do up north, but in the, now girl, you know you do too much, and we gonna have pop a little hip, we gonna have stand on the, girl, you play too much. Oh, but we still love each other. That's how we stand. And when you don't know that, you quick to assume or judge. Or when you have self-hate, you quick to say, oh, she overweight, she fat, she ugly, she finna go off on somebody. Talking about she look like she mad and ready to slap. I didn't see nobody that looked like she mad. I saw a regular everyday Black woman about to go to work, about to go to Walmart, about to go to the Waffle House. She might be wanting to go to church. I don't care. I don't think she had to have on a dress or weave down to her back or some heels on to be beautiful in Times Square. And I didn't even know that she's not going to be up permanently. She probably there for Juneteenth to celebrate Black people and our freedom and all the struggles we've been through. And I think that's why he put an average Black woman up there. I love the fact he didn't put a Beyonce up there or a Redbone up there or a Holly Berry or a me up there. I love the fact that he put a regular Black woman that has some meat on her bones, that's hefty, had on a regular t-shirt and some regular pants that look like all our mamas, aunties when we go to their house on Sundays, on Saturday. They all look regular. I know nowadays everybody trying to be glamorous, but you know half the time when you catch them, they look regular because we still humans. Everything ain't about, some of us, myself, I'm a glamorous girl. I like to look pretty. This just me. Everybody don't do that. And so to me, she represents us. She still represents the average Black woman, and it's okay to be average. I know every day I'm excelling to be excellent and Black excellence, but it's nothing wrong with being average, just a Black mom, just a Black worker, just working at Walmart. I am excelling to be greater, but I'm not going to look down on Walmart workers. We still need them. I'm not going to look down on people that work at Popeyes or the dollar store. We still need them. I'm not going to look down on housewives. We still need them. So my point is representation of an average Black woman. And she never really gets praise in America. They always have to be the celebrities, the Tina Turners, the Beyoncés, these glamorous women, or the Rosa Parks, or associated with some man like Malcolm X, or to get accreditation like Coretta Scott. But the average Black woman, the single mom, she doesn't get any, oh, we see you and we love you and we thank you for your contributions to society. I know you say, what contributions? They thugs and they shooting up, powing people. That's not every Black. I was raised by a Black woman, a single Black mom at that, by the grace of God. I'm not out here unaliving people. Now, if she was a ratchet, I probably would have been, but she wasn't. So stop assuming this. And my mama was overweight, and she wasn't a ratchet, and she wasn't a bully. She wasn't an orangutan like some of these overweight girls do be ratchets and bullies. My mama wasn't. She was a woman of God. She had wisdom, and she was still beautiful. Because you can look however you want to look out here, but it's what's in your heart is what's going to come out. So we can't judge people for how much they weigh. For me, I don't care about how much she weigh. I love the fact that they put a realistic woman out there instead of somebody that's, everybody will never be a size 2, 6, or 8. Everybody will not be my size or slimmer. It's not realistic. God made people different. And some people exercise, they can go to the gym 24/7 every day out the year. They will still not be a size 6 or 8 or 10 or a size 4 or 2. They're still going to be big boned. They're still going to be healthy, but it's about exercising and being healthy. They still might look like her, but they could have went from all the way down from 600 or 500 pounds that could have ran in their family. So for you to just guess that somebody, because they have a little meat, is unhealthy, when it's skinny people out here walking around healthy, walking around unhealthy too, walking around with diabetes too, walking around about to have a heart attack too, because all they eat is buffalo wings and hot Cheetos every day, it's ignorance. Okay, so I spoke to the weight part. That's ignorance. Again, I'm not advertising for nobody to be unhealthy, for nobody to go to the gym, but I'm saying everybody is not a size 2. Everybody's not going to be skinny. Everybody's not going to be thin. Everybody don't look like Beyonce or Holly Berry or even Megan Thee Stallion or Cardi B. It's real women out here with real curves, with stretch marks that done had some kids. And I love the fact that somebody else brought up to the fact that, well, if she's going to be big boned or if she's going to be healthy, she could at least have some back. She could at least had a butt. She ain't even got no butt. She got a flat butt. She ugly. You're disgusting. You're disgusting. Guess what, honey? My mama was 216 pounds my whole life. So she was considered a big girl. And at that time in the early 2000s, it wasn't popular to be a big girl. They only wanted the pretty Black girls or the fine Black girls with the big booties, but that had a nice shape. My mom was just chunky. She was just healthy, but she liked to eat. She loved the Lord, but baby, she liked to eat her some pig feet, some ribs, some pork chops. Mommy was healthy, and my mama was a beautiful young lady. She was slim at first, but as she got older and as she gave her life to Christ, like so many do, she gained weight. And that's why I try my best to keep myself in shape. And she would tell me, keep yourself up. You know what I'm saying? She would say, I really should get in the gym. So as I got older, I said, okay, all she had to do was get in the gym, but she didn't. And as I'm older and I lost her, I said I should have encouraged her to go to the gym more. Only thing we would do here and there, we'd walk around the apartments when her blood pressure would get high. I just say all that to say it's really ignorant. My mama had a flat butt, but she had a pretty face. She had a pretty face. She had a head full of hair. She was the pretty girl. And then as she got older, she was a big girl and she was still beautiful. Sometimes she wasn't always glamorous, but she was always mama. She was always that Proverbs 31 woman. She was cooking. She was cleaning. She was taking care of stuff, putting people on, helping people get jobs, helping people know about Jesus, telling me how to be a woman of God, telling me how to control my anger, control my attitude, what not to do. She was putting people on for Christ to get a job, even though they didn't do the same for her. She was being a mama. She was being a good daughter to her mama, even when her mama wasn't a good daughter to her. Her mama used to get beat up. Her boyfriend used to walk around with his private part swinging. My grandma would talk to my mama any kind of way, but my mama was a good woman. But she didn't always look the part y'all would think she would look, because she was overweight as she got older. And then as she got older, she got sick and she lost the weight. But my mama was a beautiful woman. But beautiful women don't have to look like Beyonce or Megan Thee Stallion or Cardi B or Halle Berry or Jennifer Anderson or whoever your favorite celebrities are. Selena Gomez or Selma Hayek. Beautiful women come in all shapes, colors, sizes, and have all different hair textures and types. And guess what? They're beautiful. So to me, she represents your black mamas, your black aunties. But to me, she represents society and diversity, even if you're Indian, even if you're Chinese, because she's not the national standard of beauty. The average black woman, the average woman that has a little meat on her body, that's not so glamorous, is not celebrated in America. And to me, that's saying you're beautiful too. We see you too. We thank you for what you're doing. And you say, well, what has she done? What does she do? I don't know. When I see her, I see a black mama. Being a black mama is already hard because half these black daddies don't stay around. You raising your kids. And especially if you're a Proverbs woman, and you're 31 and you're a woman of class, that's commendable. So I love the statue. I love that she had on regular clothes. She didn't have on nothing fancy and fake, even though I wear fancy stuff and I'm not fake. But everybody don't do that. Everybody don't do that. What's wrong with wearing a t-shirt and some pants? What's wrong with Walmart clothes? I heard a lot of y'all black people on there talking about why she look like she going to Walmart? Why she wearing Walmart clothes? What's wrong with Walmart? We too good for Walmart these days? We done came up there. We don't even shop at Walmart no more. I used to love Target, but until I seen that demonic stuff, I stopped shopping there. But are we too good for Walmart? Is Walmart clothes like, is that just something that we look down on now as black people? Like, when have we ever did that? When have we ever been so bougie where Walmart is just, you're just ghetto if you, and I know it's some people, black people like that, and I just find that crazy because half y'all from the hood anyway. But like, to sit up there and say because you wearing some Walmart clothes, you ratchet is ratchet itself. It's ignorance. Or because I have on a t-shirt and some pants, like, oh, she should have on some dress, some heels, a long weave, some lashes, some 20-inch nails like Beyonce and Megan Thee Stallion and Sexy Red. That's ridiculous. She should have looked like Halle Berry. She should have been a Redbone. Don't put her down. That don't represent us. Yes, it does. More black women look like her than they look like all the rest of us out here, including myself. And I love it because to me, I'm not talking about the orangutans, because all the ones that are healthy, my mama was healthy. She wasn't ratchet. She wasn't a bully. She was wise. She was loving. And she knew how to talk to people, even when they had that energy. Hey, you don't want to do this. Hey, God got better. Go to the army. Go to the military. Give your life to Christ. So when I see her, I don't see somebody ratchet. I just see I see a black woman, a mama, an auntie, somebody that probably know how to cook you some collard greens, know how to encourage you, somebody that probably take you in when you homeless and say, okay, now it's time for you to go to college. It's time for you to be somebody, join the army. That's what I see when I look at her. I see a realistic, good black woman. I know everybody not like that because everybody in that, it's different, good and bad in every color, but I don't see what y'all see. I don't see somebody mad about their Popeyes order, hand on their hips about to go off on you. I see a Southern black mama up there finally getting admired for her beauty, for her diversity, for her being different. I'm not the standard of beauty, but somebody said, hey, I'm still beautiful enough to be here, to be admired, or to even be seen. And some can praise you for being different, for being average, for kind of representing us, a more general population that's not so represented. And I still include myself because I'm still a black woman. I might be the glamorous black woman, but I was raised as she was glamorous. My mother was glamorous, but as she got older, she was overweight. She wasn't always glamorous. As she got older, she was overweight and she had to be a mama. She had to take off the glamour hat and be a mama. And instead of getting herself a new dress, sometimes she would sacrifice and get me a new dress. And sometimes instead of getting her hair done, she would get my hair done. That's a mama. That's a woman. She worked at Baylor Hospital. All the patients loved her. Yvette Bridges, main receptionist. She would take care of the patients, give them coffee, chocolate, hot chocolate, and tea. Say, hey, how y'all doing? These are cancer patients. On their last day, she would show them love. She would crack jokes. She would talk to them. Her coworkers would come and they could confide in her, and she didn't tell nobody. They knew she was a woman of God. They respected her. So just because you see a woman with some meat on her body doesn't mean she's an orangutan, doesn't mean she ratchet, don't mean she finna whoop somebody's tail or talking about what up H-O, what up B-I-T-C, you ain't gonna blank with me, the F-U, the blup, the bub, the what. Everybody not like that. First of all, you got a bunch of saved women out here that ain't like that. And most of them are overweight. And yeah, we still got some attitude, but we're not ratchet like that. Now, granted now, we still human. So if you come at us a certain way, a certain amount of time, we might eventually lose our temper. But to just say that we all ratchet and orangutans and ready to beat somebody down because they're overweight is not true. Y'all are stereotyping, y'all are body shaming. It's disgusting and it's self-hate. And I personally, I don't find nothing wrong with her outfit. Again, I find it as an average black woman being praised for in a society where that was looked like, where it was looked down upon. And I see that it still is. And I think it's sad. And I think y'all are not praising her because she doesn't fit America's standard of beauty. She doesn't look like Beyonce. She's not light skinned. She don't have long hair. She's not Creole. She's not mixed. Or she doesn't look like Halle Berry. She doesn't look like me. So she's not beautiful. How dare her have some braids that are here? How dare her be kind of like she doesn't have a skinny, perfect body? How dare her have on a regular shirt and blue jeans? How offensive. Darling, cover your eyes up. I don't want my black kids thinking this is what they got to look to. What the heck are you talking about? I'm sure your mama and your grandma look like that. And if yours don't, most of ours do. Especially as they get older. We know we like to eat some pig feet chillings, and I done stop eating pork like that. But every now and then I eat a sausage biscuit. I did have 2 sausage biscuits. I eat it every couple months. I eat some sausage biscuit. This month I had 2. But my point is, a lot of our family members that are women look like that. So the self-hate is ridiculous. I'm not saying you shouldn't be healthy. But what I am saying is everybody's not going to be skinny. Everybody's not going to look like Beyonce. Everybody's not going to look like what you deem is beautiful. That woman in Times Square is still beautiful. She's an average woman. She don't have to be gorgeous to be standing up there. She don't have to have a dress on. Y'all, some of y'all say she should have had on a dress and some heels. You know, those are American, I'm ladylike. That's how my mama raised me. And I understand it to a certain degree, but with this statue, I don't. Because I don't feel like you have to have on a dress or heels to be a statue or to be admired or to be seen or to be recognized or to represent diversity or to represent inclusion. Now, here is where I disagree with a lot of you conservatives, because I know y'all gonna think I sound like a liberal right now, but that's why I like me. I'm not afraid to be out the box. A lot of y'all conservatives, I'm almost feeling like y'all got some self-hate within the black community. A lot of black conservatives, I feel like y'all got self-hate. Soon as you see a woman with a little bit of some pounds, you want to say she's a high-calorie orangutan or monkey. Now, I ain't talking about the ones that are not bullies, because the ones that are bullies, I give you that. I call them that when they act like that. I don't like a bully. But all of them that have weight on them, it's not a bully. And then some of them, they not gonna mess with you unless you mess with them. Don't start no mess, don't be no mess. That don't mean they ratchet. That just mean I'm not the one to play with or fool around with us. You gonna find out. That's a difference than somebody just walking around just ratchet because it's been 10 minutes and they Popeye's order ain't here. You gotta stop assuming because of people how they look, how they stand, hand on their hips, that they ratchet. That's ridiculous. And that's your profiling, and it's ridiculous. So for me, I love the fact that she had on a shirt and pants, because again, it just represented your average auntie, your mama, your teachers. I grew up with some good black teachers. Baby, they wasn't all beautiful and drop dead gorgeous. But they looked like they knew how to cook, and they knew how to encourage me and say, baby, you gonna go to college today. You gonna go to college one day. You gonna be somebody. You're not finna stay around here and be on food stamps. And I grew up with black teachers like that. I grew up, the best one I had was my mama. And she was overweight. And she knew how to cook, but she also knew how to parent. She also was a woman of God. She had wisdom. She wasn't ratchet. So you got to stop assuming because of how they stand or they weight or because they got some braids in their hair that this is what they are. That's ignorant. It's ignorant. At the end of the day, the truth is y'all only have one standard of beauty. And that's your Beyoncé's, your Halle Berry's, your Cardi B's. And if they don't look like that, they're not beautiful. And it's sad because all black women don't look like them. They don't look like me. There's other black women up here. They got more weight on their body and they're still beautiful. Am I going to lie to them if they get to a point where they're so, even her, like I would say, hey, sis, you want to go to the gym? We can go to the gym. She may never be my size, but guess what? She may lose still. She might lose about 30 pounds, maybe 40 pounds. She might never look skinny like me. She might always be a little bit on the healthier side, but she'll be healthy. Her heart will be healthy. But when it gets to the point where they're 300 and 400 pounds, I'm going to be like, hey, you're too fat. You need to lose weight. There's no other way to say it at that point. The truth is you're too fat at that point. But at her point, It's just, hey, sis, you want to get in the gym? We can get in the gym. That don't mean she'll ever be skinny like me, but just like I used to tell my mom, and they used to tell us, some people will never be skinny. It's not about being skinny, because it's skinny people walking around that are unhealthy. It's about regulating your heart and being healthy, and exercise is needed. But at the point where somebody is too big, I don't mind telling them, I love you, and because I love you, I want to tell you, getting too fat. You're too fat. You are beautiful, but this is not what God intended for you to be. This is not beautiful for you. This is not beautiful. You yourself are beautiful. This weight on you is not beautiful. It's time to lose weight. I'm going to get in the gym with you every day. I want to see you lose weight. Because if it was me, I would want somebody to do that. But for me, that statue doesn't give that to me. That statue just say, this woman, she probably eat a lot of fried chicken. She eats some greens. She just a little hefty. She from the South. Most black women I know look like her. We never really used to exercise like that anyway. We just now getting into it. So I don't find it offensive. But at the same time, I'm not saying just go out here and eat and be all unhealthy or overweight. I'm not saying that. But to me, I just don't get the harassment, the body shaming. I don't get it. Because everybody's not going to be skinny. And everyone doesn't look like your favorite celebrities. But it doesn't mean that they're ugly. For y'all to clearly say she's ugly, she's fat, look at her clothes. She got on Walmart clothes. Like, who are you? Who are you? Where Walmart is too good for you, where you calling most our black aunties, mamas, grandmamas, and nieces and your daughters that look like her too, they ugly because they don't look like, because the truth is because they don't look like Beyonce. Y'all love red bones. Y'all love them light-skinned chicks with them long weaves or the long hair, or you like them Creole chicks. That's the truth. Let's come on with your self-hate. They're not beautiful unless they're light-skinned with a weave or unless they look like Halle Berry. And you're pathetic. That's pathetic. It's ridiculous for you to be so brainwashed and have so much self-hate against your own mom, aunties, and daughters. And then some of you say, well, she didn't do nothing. Let me tell you something. For all we went through, I don't think you owe us nothing. But at the same time, I don't find anything wrong with recognizing a random black statue that represents a black woman. Because black women go through a lot. Since slavery, since the 60s, since the 70s, we go through a lot. To me, we still help build America because we was America's backbone. They called us Mammy. That's where they got the pancake mix from. We was cooking for the white folks. We was cleaning, taking care of their kids, raising their kids. Elvis was raised by a black woman. We never got our 40 acres and mule. Never got our 40 acres and a mule. We never got money. The Chinese people, the Caucasian people put them in camps. They gave their ancestors money. They descendants money. They never gave us anything for slavery I'm talking about. But it's okay because God did. He gave us the opportunity, right? When he freed us and after the 60s and the Jim Crow era, now we everywhere. But what I'm saying is we never got certain stuff. So to throw up a black woman statue after we were raped and everything, our husbands was taken from us. Our kids was taken from us in slavery. We went through in Jim Crow, but we've come out of that. I understand it. But to throw up a random black woman to represent black women in society and everything we've been through from slavery on up, I'm sorry, but I'm just not offended. It's a lot of white men that y'all praise. They went in, they came in, they unalived the Native Americans. They spread diseases at that time, including Christopher Columbus. And y'all praised them and you held them and you deemed them a hero, America's forefathers. And I understand as far as the land and certain things, if certain things weren't done, but it was still wrong. And y'all praised them. And we got snatched out of our natural land. We was R-worded. R-A-P-E-D. Our husbands were unalived. They were lynched. They R-A-P-E-D us whenever they wanted to. We took care of their kids, and even up into the 60s and 70s, we were discriminated against. We still face discrimination, but we can make it. I'm not one of them that say, oh, because you black, you can't make it. We can make it. But I'm saying for everything we've been through as a black woman, you mean to tell me you offended because a black woman standing in front of Times Square after everything we did for America? After everything we went through, and these other white men statues up here, they done unalived people, Native Americans and everything, and y'all call them a hero and worship them every once a year on their day and give them a day, but then it's offensive to have a black woman in Times Square? Are you serious? That same woman that know how to deal with and encourage everybody, because most of us ain't racist and we welcome everybody. Baby, you want to play the food? Baby, you need somewhere to stay? Baby, let me tell you about this shelter. Baby, let me tell you about the army. Let me tell you about this, that you can get it. Let me tell you about this college. Let me tell you about this. That's how we are, good black women. And we look healthy. We don't always be glamorous, but we mamas. We mamas to people. We take care of people. We encourage people. We teach them. We motivate. We tell them to be great because some of us wasn't. And we came from those. So we want our kids and even other people's kids. We raise other people's kids that look nothing like us. They can be white, Hispanic. One thing about a good black woman, we not racist. We mamas to everybody. And everybody not like that. And some women in every race are. But one thing about a good black woman, she's like that to everybody. So to say she offends y'all just because of how she look and the clothes she got on is ridiculous. And because she's not a person or a celebrity or didn't contribute to society, I say you a darn lie, because I feel like black women contributed to society. And I'm going all the way back to slavery, up into the 60s and 70s. We were never seen as beautiful. We were never thanked, but we were the backbone of the American society. Back in slavery and even in the 50s and the 60s, the white woman could not operate without a black maid. We was holding down her house, taking care of her kids. We was doing her hair, laying out her clothes, taking care of her kids, rocking her kids to sleep, feeding her husband. They couldn't operate with us. So for everybody, including black people, to be offended because a black woman that nobody knows, just representing us, diversity, and representing representation, our represent and inclusion, that doesn't offend me. Why is that so offensive? We should be offensive at a statue of Christopher Columbus. He unalived a lot of Native Americans. They didn't do nothing to him. He came into an unknown land, unalived people, spread disease, him and the other colony, and y'all praise him every year and worship and deem him a hero. You throw a black woman up who y'all raped and unalived and tore their families apart, and you say, oh, she's a disgrace. It's disgusting. Get her out my face. I don't want to look like that. If it don't look like Beyonce, it's not beautiful. How dare her be 216 pounds? Oh, she got braids. She wearing Walmart clothes. If the black woman, that's the worst of the worst. You're disgusting. You're pathetic. And so for some of you black conservatives talking about, ooh, this is a diversity and inclusion failure, you're pathetic. Some of y'all are so trying to ride the white man's dingling so much that you get to a point where you're a self-hater, even as a black conservative. I will never be like you. I'm never going to diss my own people. When my people are wrong, they wrong. But for a statue to be so offensive to you, and it's not even finna be up the whole time. She just finna be up to June 10th and he gonna take her away. You're ridiculous. And for you to say, oh, she's black, she's fat, she's ugly, you're ridiculous because your mama look like that. Your daughter look like that. Your sister look like that. Your auntie. And you can't tell me don't nobody in your family look like that, because most of us do. It's sad because the self-hate is real. The self-hate is real. You still have this one standard of beauty, and that's whatever's closest to white is right. Light skin with long hair is right, and if it don't look like that, it ain't right. That's self-hate. It's disgusting. That is not a diversity and inclusion failure. Oh, they put her statue up to go or to battle all the white men around there. So what? Is a lot of white men around there. A lot of these same, what was his name? Sally Hemings and Thomas Jefferson. That man was running up in her every night and y'all still praise him. He had a whole family. The white family that are descendants of Thomas Jefferson still don't accept her descendants. The biracials, the Creole, they still don't accept her. She didn't ask for that man to have a hidden chamber from his house to her little slave cabin and run up in her every night, but he did. And y'all still praise him. And you throw up a regular black woman, some of these same black women on the plantation that these white men used to run up in every night, and you say, oh, she's a disgrace? Wasn't a disgrace when that white man was pumping her every night and creating all those little Creole babies and mixed babies, but y'all want to praise them and hate us, the original creators of such. And it's disgusting. Because it's okay to have a statue of everything and everybody else, but as soon as you put an average black woman up there that doesn't look like Beyonce, that doesn't look like your favorite little mixed celebrity, your favorite little what is it, Megan Thee Stallion, Cardi B, it's offensive. Ooh, she too dark. Ooh, she got on Walmart clothes. Ooh, look at her braids. They not long and down to her booty like ours. She ain't got long nails and fake lashes. Ooh, she's too black. She's too fat. You're ridiculous. That's self-hate. I love how average she is. And yet still there and still beautiful and still represented, because we never had it. I ain't never seen a black woman statue. It's okay to have these white woman statues at Texas Women's University, these white women that I ain't never heard of until I got there, and some of these white pioneers and these white women tell you, but as soon as you throw up a black woman, everybody offended, including black women and black men. You're pathetic. Some of these white feminists are going harder for these statues than some of my own black people, and I think you're pathetic. Because they can have a statue of everything and everyone else. Some of these people that was really people that came over here, like I said, taking people's lives, and y'all deemed them heroes. But as soon as a black woman go up because she didn't do anything for society, Never mind the black moms, the black lawyers, the black doctors and teachers. Since she's not a Rosa Parks or Coretta Scott. What did Coretta Scott King do? She didn't do nothing. She didn't do nothing. The only reason why she got statues in some places is because of who her husband was. Let's be honest. Y'all are very hypocritical and self-righteous. What did Malcolm X's wife do? She didn't do nothing either. She didn't do nothing. She was just married to Malcolm X. And y'all just like him because of what he said. What did Malcolm X do? He didn't do nothing. All he did was talk a good talk. His own people unalived him. So this is the hypocrisy in the black race. You can name streets and recreation centers and schools after Malcolm X and let's just stick with Malcolm X, who didn't do nothing for black people. All he did was talk to us and tell us we've been bamboozled. And y'all are okay with that. But he didn't really contribute to our society. Martin Luther King, he was trying his best to stop segregation. So to me, he did something. He did something. He was fighting against segregation. Malcolm X didn't do nothing when you think about it. All he did was talk. He didn't do nothing for us. He just talked a good talk. But you want to praise him and put up his statues and all that. But this random black woman that y'all say didn't do nothing, you got a problem with it. There are other black people that didn't do nothing. You don't have a problem with you don't have a problem with a Rosa Parks statue. But I hear she didn't do nothing. I hear that was set up. They said it was another black woman that did it before her. They said Rosa Parks had a car. She was really wealthy. They set that thing up because she was in with the liberals or something like they were saying. So at the end of the day, that was a setup too. She had money. And the only reason why she went with him is because they saying because she had money. The other ones were too poor. So you see the hypocrisy within the black race. The hypocrisy is you're not good enough if you don't have a social status, if your complexion isn't light enough, if your skin isn't long enough, if your hair isn't long enough. It's a hypocrisy. Because I'm hearing that Rosa Parks things was set up. She had a car. She was wealthy. The other woman that really did it, she was poor. It was a real black woman. She was too dark. Her hair wasn't long enough. Rosa Parks was light skinned. She had soft hair like the white people. They said she had a car. They set that thing up. But it's okay to throw up a statue of her, even though that was a fake. It's okay to put Malcolm X up there, even though he didn't do a darn thing for us, but talk a good talk and talk about hating white people. But y'all want to praise him. But you throw up a regular black woman that represents your mamas, your aunties, that because of them is the reason why you lawyers, doctors, teachers, CEOs in the armies, officers, what do you else call colonels in the army and the Navy, entrepreneurs, because of the black woman that look like her, and y'all got a problem with it. And that's my problem with y'all. Because everything good doesn't come wrapped up in a box that look like me or any of these other celebrities with their long weaves. Some of them don't even look like them when they take off their makeup and they make up in their weave. They can show you what they want to show you when the camera hit. A lot of them done got their nose surgeries, got lip surgery, they got skin lighteners, including Beyonce. Her nose wasn't that thin. I had a picture of her. I used to love her. Her nose was wide at first. I had a picture of her. She was always beautiful though. A lot of them didn't need it. But my point is, they still look different when they take off all that stuff. I don't care how long their hair is. When they take off all that glamorous stuff, a lot of them still look average too. Only a few of them are naturally beautiful. The most naturally beautiful people you'll see ain't even none of our celebrities. I will give it to Nicki Minaj. To me, she's naturally beautiful. Out of all the rest of them, they had a lot of surgery done. And to be honest, Beyonce was naturally pretty too, even though she had work. And to me, she bleaches her skin. But a lot of these celebrities, y'all, I'm just saying it's a lot of fake stuff going on. You want us to be fake all the time. And I myself, I'm a glamorous person and I'm not fake. That's just me. I love looking. I am who I am. I like being I'm a pretty girl. I like being pretty, but everybody don't look like me. Everybody's not my size. Everybody not glamorous. Everybody not extra ladylike. Some girls just like wearing a t-shirt and jeans. And that's okay. And they going to Walmart, and they going to work, and they going to take care of their husband, and they going to the hospital to check on their mama, their husband, they this and they real woman. And they got stretch marks, and they like to cook collard greens, and they like to eat. So is it bad because they not looking out anorexic? Now we saying that having weight on you is bad? I thought y'all like thick women. Oh, because she don't have a butt, it's not. It would be okay if she had a butt. My mama didn't have a butt. Does that stop her from being a woman, or possibly a good wife? Somebody know. To each his own. Them pinup dolls back in the 20s or 30s, they didn't have a butt, but they was beautiful. Work what you have. Everybody don't have a big butt. God didn't give us all a big butt. That's why I'm not around here trying to get no BBL. I work what God gave me. If I don't have a big butt, I don't have, my mama didn't have a big butt, but she had a pretty face. She always said the girls with the big butts were hating on her. I remember when I was in college, some of them was prettier than me. Prettier face and a bigger butt, fine as wine. They ran circles around me, but they would still be hating on me because it's something they didn't have on the inside. It's something they didn't have on the inside. It's your spirit. I still had a beautiful spirit. Some girls be, shallow, mean-spirited, so they hate on people because you're pure. Your spirit is purer than theirs. Yeah, I get an attitude, but that's not till people get an attitude with me, and that's because I've been bullied. I done been around hood girls. So it makes you defensive because you done been bullied because you were really purer than them, and they pick on you. They be like, watch out, little B. Watch out, little B. They pick on you. So after a certain time growing up around the hood and in the hood, or even as that church girl that they picked on, you wasn't hood enough, it makes you a certain way. You got to defend yourself else they going to pick on you. You going to have to get into some fights. But they going to know at least I can't take her cornbread. She going to stand up for herself. And wasn't nobody there to stand up for me. And nobody's standing up for this woman, so I am, because I don't find nothing wrong with it. I'm of the black persuasion and don't find nothing wrong with it. This our mamas, our aunties. She don't have to have on her dressing heels. She's beautiful the way she is. She don't have to be gorgeous to be seen, just to represent diversity, just to represent us. What's wrong with just throwing up a statue to represent another side of America that they don't see? The average black woman, the mamas, the daughters, the teachers, that people don't praise because they're not pretty enough. They're not light enough. They don't sing enough. They're not Beyonce enough. They're not Halle Berry enough. They're not Megan Thee Stallion enough. They weave ain't long enough. They just an average mama. They just a teacher. They just a Sunday school teacher. They just a wife. They may just be they could be a police officer. When a police officer get out her uniform, they probably dress like that too. What is the problem, y'all? What is the problem? I don't get why y'all are so offended because a regular black woman that look like half our mama, aunts, and sisters is up in the middle of Times Square for 3 months. And then they going to take her down, and y'all offended because she's not pretty enough, not skinny enough, not light enough, because she's wearing Walmart clothes. I grew up on Walmart clothes. I'm talking about back when Walmart had layaway. And all the black people loved it because we knew we can go to Walmart and put some stuff on layaway and get it out later on in the year. But now y'all too good for Walmart clothes. Y'all, she got on regular shirt and she got a pudge. Look at her stuff. And if she was going to have a t-shirt, it would be okay, but she got a pudge. You're so full of shallowness and fakeness. I got a pudge and I'm in the gym. I'm in the gym most of the time. I slacked up this week and last week, but I still got in like 2 days out the week. And I usually get in 5 days out the week. I'm in the gym every week, usually 5 days out the week. And I still have a pudge. And I'm in the gym to get this flat, and I still have a pudge. Some people going to always have a little extra meat. That don't mean they're not trying or they're not healthy or they're not beautiful. They may not be at their best. It also don't mean they can't lose the weight. But for you to sit there and call somebody ugly because they have a little bit, because they're not a size 2, 4, 6 is ridiculous. Because they're dark or because they're wearing Walmart clothes is self-hate. When that represents us. An average black woman, your moms, your aunt, the self-hate is real. Y'all black men are sad. The ones of you that are saying, I clearly was on lives where they were just saying she's ugly, she's too fat, she got a pudge, and she got a flat booty. Look at she too dark. Why she wearing Walmart clothes? Why they put her up there? Who is she? Do we really know who Christopher Columbus was? But we praise him every year. But y'all deem him a hero. Do we really know the dark stuff that some of our forefathers in America have done and how they thought? But we praise them every year and teach our kids about them. And I'm grateful for their contributions to America and society. However, but there are lots of however and buts because a lot of the stuff they did was not right. Half them was racist. Half them was unaliving people. Half them was breaking their own laws. But we praise these people every year. And you throw a regular black woman up there that represents our moms, our sisters, the reason why some of us are lawyers, doctors, teachers, the reason why some of us may even be entertainers, the reason why some of us are judges and entrepreneurs, and you say it's a problem. And this is sad because it's 2025 and y'all offended at a regular black woman representing diversity and representing kind of a source of everyone that is not the mainstream standard of beauty. And y'all say it's a problem because she didn't do nothing. She just represents the average American. She represents an American that people for so long said we were ugly because oftentimes we did have a big booty, or oftentimes we were a little thicker, oftentimes we were darker, our hair was shorter. But God made us. He calls us beautiful. He didn't say we can't exercise. We should stay in shape. He said to be take care of yourself physically and spiritually. That he said, it's my will or something that you prosper both physically and spiritually. He wants us to, go to the gym and exercise. But all of us, like I said, I've already said it, are not going to be skinny, not going to be light skinned, not going to look like Beyonce. The problem is she don't look like Beyonce. That's a problem. Because if she was up there and let her have been a woman y'all don't know, but she was light skinned with a mini dress or some booty shorts, or she looked like Beyonce with a long blonde weave, some nails and some lat. Oh, baby, y'all would have loved it. Y'all would have been like, oh, they done put Beyonce in the Times Square, or let her just been a red bone, kind of thick with a big booty. Now I'm sure some people would have been complaining like this what they thought of us, but I feel like y'all just have a lot of self-hate because it's not that serious. She's not even staying up. She's not even staying up there for more than 2 or 3 months. So basically just something for diversity for June 10th, to represent Black people, to celebrate Black people, to celebrate our everyday heroes, which is our moms and our aunts and our sisters. And yet you ignorant Black people out there, and some of you white folks are offended, and some others. I done seen more white liberals going hard for this statue than some of my Black sisters and Black men that's calling her ugly, fat, and a monkey. And talking about she got on Walmart clothes. How dare her? Talking about I don't want my kids looking at that statue thinking that's what. Oh, how dare them grow up and be 200 pounds? That's the worst of the worst. Not going to prison, not unaliving someone, not being a broke baby daddy, right? Because you want to say it's horrible for your daughter to grow up like that, but instead you want to teach her about abstinence or celibacy or how to be a woman of God or how to be classy. She already whoring around. Or you want to say, I don't want my son looking at that because I don't want him to think that's what a woman is. But he over here, he already got 5 baby mamas. He don't even pay child support, but you saying this is offensive. How about how you raising your kids in the first place? You letting them listen to Sexy Red. You letting them listen to all these rappers that talk about unaliving people, including Lil Durk, and we praying for him. But this is offensive. When all our grandmamas look like this. All of them, especially if you from the hood. They had no weave down to their back. Maybe some of them did. No, they had their little braids, especially in the early 2000s. My grandma, they had their little braids and bobs. I got a picture of my mama and my grandma with braids and the bobs even for a cruise. And even my grandma in the hood have her little braids and a bob. And my mama, her braids and a bob. That was it in the 2000s. That's what our mamas and our grandmas did. You get them little braids and a bob. I love the fact that she had a basic hairstyle. It wasn't glamorous. It was real to me. My mom and my grandma used to wear their hair like that in the 2000s when they just want to get a quick little braid style. Throw on a t-shirt and some pants, but my mama really just wore dresses, but that was just her. That was her. But my grandma, they wear pants, and that's what a regular Black woman be doing. We not all glamorous like that. So for y'all to have all this self-hate, y'all, it's just repulsive as a Black woman to see another, even though y'all say she's not real, to me, she is real. To me, she's my mom, my grandma, my aunt, my teachers I had growing up in Dallas DISD. The best teachers I had, they wasn't the glamorous ones. I had 2 that was. They had the best of both worlds, kind of remind me of me and my mom. But then the other ones, they were older. They was a little chunky. They even had a little mustache. Some of the, they had a little facial hair. You know what I'm saying? Older Pentecostal woman, their little long dresses on, a little bit chunky. But they all had wisdom. But they knew how to work with me. They knew how to bring out the best in me. They wasn't like some of them people, because back in the day, Caucasian people didn't know how to deal with Black kids in the hood, or they just wanted to put you on rhythm. But then Black teachers say, ain't nothing wrong with her, leave her alone. Let her show them other kids how to read. Let her pass out these papers. Come over here and write this on the board for me. They knew how to use it was the ones that looked like her. It wasn't the ones that looked like Beyonce. Them the ones that were just going to sleep with your man, throw up the middle finger and be like, I got the best coochie and all this, and tell you why you could never be them, especially them light-skinned ones. But the ones that look like her, them the ones that was going to get in the paint and ride for you. Matter of fact, if you kicked your kids in, the ones that look like her was going to take your kids in and raise them, and they was going to go off and be somebody. They not all ratchet because they got weight on them, because they stand with their hand on their hips, because they got braids. Stop judging a book by their cover. Stop judging a book by their cover. Just because they country, we urban, don't mean we all ratchet. Don't mean we all act like monkeys. To me, she just had a comfortable expression. He just represented a regular Black woman. That's, like I said, the ones I know in the South, we stand with our hands on our hip. We rest on the back of our legs. Some of us bow-legged, some of us sloop-footed. I'm sloop-footed. My mama was sloop-footed. And she said she trained herself to walk straight. She tried to tell me to do it, but I struggle with it. I try, but That it is what it is. That don't mean you ratchet. It's how you carry yourself. So we can't judge somebody based off their hair, their looks, their clothes, their brand of clothes, how much weight they have. We got to judge them by their character. Let's just get back to that Martin Luther King. Judge them by their character. I don't care that I don't know her, like we don't know the person, why it's a random statue. I'm not offended. Why not? Why not celebrate black women? Everybody else being celebrated in America. So why not celebrate a black woman? We done been through a whole hell of a lot. So why not celebrate us? I ain't talking about the ones that want to sit up there and get on food stamps and sleep with everybody, man, and be ratchet. I'm talking about the ones that are real black women that raise lawyers, doctors, kings, queens, judges. Some of your favorite movie stars. Why not celebrate us? Why is it so offensive to celebrate a regular black mom, teacher, sister, Sunday school teacher, police officer? They probably got some that are real firefighters. You know, they everywhere now. Nurse, pediatrician. You think they all look glamorous when they come from home? They may be going to Walmart. I love the fact that he chose to celebrate a regular black woman, average in her regular state. Not all dressed up, not all dolled up to say, hey, this is me. Look at me. Look at me. And I'm still beautiful. And we're here. We're here. We matter. You don't have to like it. But I like the fact that he showed us in a regular state. I don't have to be glad. That's realistic. Everything don't have to be so beautiful. Most art is always so beautiful and glamorous. And most of the time it's a lie. Because most of the time when you look at us, and any woman, you're going to have on a shirt and some pants. So what is the darn problem? Because she's a black woman, because you say she got too much weight. How dare her have on some Walmart clothes? So y'all walk around looking like Halle Berry and Beyonce. Y'all walk around with Stella dresses on all the time because they don't even wear clothes no more. And because I can see if she had on some booty shorts and all that. Y'all praise that. Y'all praise the Megan Thee Stallion, these celebrities showing up at the Met Gala with panties on, looking crazy, dressing a hot mess, and she was fully covered. And y'all got a problem with that. It's just a backward society. She had on a full shirt and some pants. I don't care if she was a little hefty, if it hugged a little bit. She was covered up. Half y'all don't even be covered up. But y'all want to say she's not beautiful enough. No, she's not light enough. She doesn't look like Beyonce. Just tell your real complaints. She didn't have weave. She didn't have lashes. How dare you represent us like that? She doesn't represent us. What are you talking about? We are not all the same. We all come in different sizes, different colors, different looks. We ain't all glamorous. And you still beautiful. That's the whole point. And you're still beautiful. You don't have to look like Beyonce to be beautiful. You don't have to look like Cardi B or Megan to be beautiful is my problem. I feel like y'all have self-hate and you're saying that you only have to look a certain way to be beautiful. And that's my problem with you guys. I'm done. I hope that you guys can get over your self-hate. I mean, she's not even going to stay there the whole time. I thought she was going to be up for good. She only finna be there for 2 or 3 months, and y'all got a problem with that. 2 or 3 months, a Juneteenth. Even if she is a DEI hire, I'm here for it. I like this DEI hire because it represents diversity and inclusion. I ain't never seen a statue of a black woman. Be her popular, real or fake. I ain't never seen us celebrate it in the middle of a popular place like Times Square. Never. Unless it's Beyonce, unless it's some thotty girl, I hate to say it, one of these rappers that's bending over showing their butt. If it ain't one of them, I've never seen us celebrate it. And let alone a real mama, a teacher, somebody's, an average black woman holding it down saying, hey, I'm here, I exist, I'm beautiful, we're here. And I deserve to be seen. You don't have to praise me, but I exist. To me, it's just showing diversity. It's just showing inclusion. And I don't have a problem with this DEI. I don't. As a black conservative, and as conservative as it can get, some of y'all are full of it. And some of y'all got self-hate. And some of y'all, like I said, you're riding on the white man's testicles. I hate to say it. You want to kiss up so much that anything that represents any part of a realness of us, you want to hate it because you want to be them so bad. You'll never be them. Just be yourself. Self-hate is never what's up. And to me, y'all got a lot of self-hate. I love it. It represents inclusion. It represents diversity. It represents our mom, our aunts, and our sisters. And I know everybody, mom, aunt, and sister, maybe some of them are in shape and look more like Beyonce and Creole and all that. But that's still a real black woman. And I think she's beautiful. And I love it. I didn't say she can never get in the gym. She can never lose weight. But everybody's not going to be the same. I don't understand why she's so offensive, though. Even in her shoes and her pants. I don't understand why y'all so offended. Because she looks like like an average black woman on her way to work, to Walmart, even to church these days. Like, why are y'all so offended? Why y'all acting like everybody's super glamorous and super dolled up? Everybody don't have a weave down their back. Everybody's not light skinned. Everybody don't do that. Everybody don't throw on a dress and heels to go to work. So let's not act like they do, because some of us work at Amazon, work at Walmart, and we look just like her going to work. And you telling us that we not beautiful? I don't work at Walmart with a lot of hers. A lot of hers. And they was regular working women. And they wasn't ratchet and everybody wasn't trying to beat somebody. They were just regular mamas working. What is the problem? I done worked at Walmart in Fort Worth, Texas. In the Walmart they call the hood. Maybe some people was ratchet, but I done worked with a lot of hers. And they regular working women. So for y'all to look down and call them ugly because they got weight, when they done probably already had about 6 kids, when you have kids, you gain weight anyway, is ridiculous. It's the self-hate in us that pisses me off the most, that we can't even celebrate our mamas, our aunts. To me, that statue represents us, the fabric of us, the ones that didn't look so glamorous but gave us the most, if we want to be honest. They put the most wisdom. They put the most drive in us. They said, baby, I went through this. Baby, I was RAPD. Baby, I came from the hood. Baby, my mama did drugs. And I don't want you to do that. I want you to go be that officer in the Army. I want you to be an entrepreneur. I want you to own that oil company. I want you to own real estate. I want you to make passive income. It be the ones that look like them. Because the ones that sometimes look like me and these other people be too concerned about us that we don't never take time to sow into our kids because we too concerned about the shallow stuff. And if you got the best of both worlds, that's great. But the truth is the ones that look like them sow the most into us. They're not the ones that's always ready to knock somebody out of ratchet. Stop doing that. I didn't get that I didn't see nobody angry. I seen a regular black woman trying to get a gas, trying to go to Walmart, trying to go work at Amazon, trying to work at, trying to go to work, go to church. Honey child, I'm here. I'm waiting. I'm about to buy these towels and get up out of Walmart. I'm about to go to job. I'm waiting to clock in line at Amazon. I got to wait. I'm waiting, but I'm here. That's it. Our mamas, our daughters, our aunts, our grandmas. Child, I got to go to Walmart, get these clothes for these kids. I'm going to Bible study real quick, but let me pull over and get some gas. I'm in a line. I just came in here to get a snack or to pay my gas. But y'all got all this negative stuff to say. I seen a regular black woman, and it's sad. And I loved it. I love it. I love it. And I celebrate her. I celebrate her. I celebrate her. And I celebrate that diversity and including us in a world where for so long we did not matter. We just didn't. So I thank him for including us. The ones that aren't so glamorous. The ones that can't sing. The ones that don't twerk. The ones that ain't half naked and still saying, hey, we here. We matter. Just like you say Black Lives Matter. So why don't her life matter enough, even though she's a statue? What she represents is real black woman. Why don't we matter enough to be seen? To be seen, to be acknowledged. I don't find her intimidating. I wish I could go right now and take a picture with that statue. I would have been right up in that choir that they showed singing with her because I don't get what the big deal is. I love it. I ain't never seen a statue of a black woman. I done seen white women. I done seen white men. That's all I done seen. I don't even know if I seen anybody that wasn't white as a statue. I would have loved that too. Seeing an Asian man, seeing an Indian man. I think they even have Hispanic statues of people in their culture, but that's still European. Sorry, it is. I ain't never seen an Indian one. I ain't never seen an Asian one, an African one, a black one. That same thing, African and black. So I love the diversity that they're showing. Because so far, all I've seen is European ones, including the Spanish ones. Whether you like it or not, those are still the colonizers, the Spanish conquistadors or conquistadors, whatever they call it. All y'all still white. That's still Europeans. So to see somebody black, to see somebody Asian, to see somebody Indian would have been lovely. Never seen it. This is my first time seeing it. And though she's not real, to me, she represents us. Real moms, teachers, Sunday school teachers, daughters, school teachers, entrepreneurs, your wife, pediatricians, nurses, nurse aides, all of that. And I love it. And I'm done. I had to share my thoughts. I hope is it. I just don't. I just hated how people were so offended. I've joined lives talking about it, and I mean the things y'all say about her is just disgusting. Even though she's not real, she represents real black women, and it's disgusting because you black men, you come from this. That's what your mama probably looks like. Your aunt looks, and if she doesn't, I guarantee you, she keeps living. One day she will. We gonna gain weight. We gonna, you know what I'm saying? We're not gonna be in our beautiful forever. We're not gonna be glamorous forever. She's beautiful the way she is. Don't mean she can't lose weight. Don't mean she can't get in the gym, but it doesn't mean she has to be a size 6 to be beautiful, or light skin to be beautiful, or look like Beyonce to be beautiful. The self-hate is disgusting, and that's the worst part for me. I don't have to know her name. I don't have to know her name. Black women, we go through a lot every day. It's about time they put a black woman up and say, oh, she's beautiful. Oh, look at her. Oh, black women go through a lot of hell. We go through a lot of hell on a daily. And you think I'm finna be offended because they throw a random black woman up? I'm finna be like, oh, go girl. Yes, queen. Yes. Baby show will. Hot mess and all. Yes, queen. I'm going to take a picture with her. It's about time. Because we never got recognition, especially in a regular state. You're ugly. You're too dark. Your hair's too short. Braids? What is that? Walmart clothes? You're a peasant. You're a monkey. So I love the way he worshipped, or I don't want to say worship, that's idolatry, but the way he created art in a regular state for a regular average black woman. Somebody that might not can't afford to wear the Michael Kors or the Louis Vuitton or the expensive weaves or expensive nails, but he still said she's beautiful enough to be seen, to be recognized, to just be included. I'm here. America don't think I'm beautiful, but I'm here. I helped shape this country. I helped raise y'all kids. We cleaned for y'all. We were slaves for y'all. Y'all created babies with us, but then you want to say we're not beautiful. I'm done. And then the black people saying it pisses me off the most. You should know better. You should know better, but you say she's not beautiful. She's too big. We need to go to the gym. Knowing good as well, most of us don't go to the gym. Some of us do. A lot of us do now, but a lot don't. So you gonna sit up there and tell your auntie, your grandma, your sister, your cousin, your twin they not beautiful because they're a little bit on the hefty side? I can go to the gym with you, but that don't mean you ugly. Maybe you need to burn some calories and lose some weight. That don't mean you ugly. That don't mean I'm a repulse. That don't mean I could never have my child looking like you or being you. What? No, I can never have my child being somebody that unalives people, being a deadbeat dad, being somebody that doesn't take care of responsibility, being someone raping or molesting kid. That's what's like, oh, that's the end of the, and that even that your mama's still gonna love you. But to sit up here and say this woman that's 200 pounds, 220 pounds is just the end of the end, the worst of the worst, y'all are pathetic. Somebody that's not even gonna be there, somebody that just represents average black woman that's gonna be there for 2 months is just pathetic. So at this point, I'm repeating myself. I love it. I love the inclusion. I love the diversity. As a child, I would have said, wow, I've never seen a black woman be like, this is cool to see someone that looks like me, whether I'm skinny, black, or cuter, pretty, or whatever, that still represents me. That's a black woman. And to me, we all look different, but to me, if you're black, you're black. Granted, some people got different attitudes. Some people think they better. But if you're a good old black woman, you're a good old black woman. And to me, that just says that, hey, you're good enough. When a society that said you weren't good enough, you weren't beautiful enough, you weren't light enough, your hair wasn't long enough, it says you're so unique and you do matter that I want to make a statue showing you that you're beautiful the way you are. Even if you're not at your best at this moment, you matter. People should know your story. And if they, oh, she's not real, what's her story? Go talk to the black women all around you. Talk to your black neighbors, the black grandmas, the black mama. They got stories. Baby, one thing we got is some stories. And one thing we are is some overcomers. Everybody know that. So to say she's offensive is a load of baloney. It's about time they put us on a statue. Thank you. Okay? I'm glad she don't have no booty shorts on, some long lashes, weave, and that's fake. Thank you for putting an average working mom, an average mom that works at Walmart. She might work in the doctor's office. Maybe this is just casual day. I love it. She represents us. And self-hate needs to stop. Y'all need to get over it. She's going to be up for 3 months. And it offends you that much. If she offends you that much, stop going over your grandma, your auntie, your cousin, your sister, your daughter's house, because a lot of them look like that too. The self-hate is ridiculous at this point. I'm done, honey. Mwah, I think I snatched that. You go, queen. Love it. And to, what's his name? Let me get his name. To that UK dude that built it. Y'all talking about he ain't even black. The dude was totally black. And if he ain't black, he mixed. He looked hecka black. His name was Thomas J. Price. I love it. The rest of them tripping, bump them. Bump them. I absolutely